What is going on, good people? I have a special surprise for you today. I've got a buy low, sell high video. We're live right now, by the way. I appreciate you all filing in. File on in, hit the thumb up button, subscribe if you're new. The live show begins in about 20 minutes, but this is live. It's a live premiere, essentially. James first in the building. Michael K, CPA, second in the building. File on in. I've got a special surprise for you all. Gather around, get your popcorn ready. This is a win a league video that I'm about to play right before we start doing the live stream. Buy low, sell high. Players you need to go get now before it's too late. These guys will win you leagues. The fantasy football show begins right now, gentlemen. I don't really understand what's so difficult here.
And now Marcus Andrews to the front stage. Smitty, no one's trading Josh Allen.
Au contraire, Bob Frere. JT's back. I'm not saying he's running back one or number one overall player going forward, but I'm saying if you don't think he can be, you aren't giving this man enough credit. There is no better time to use the phrase, the sky is the limit. Smitty, what are these two doing on the screen right now? Does anybody think this is going to get better?
This is the Fantasy Football Show with your host, Smitty.
Take a lap.
There's a lot to like about Kadarius Toney walking into the remaining part of the fantasy football season. There's a lot to worry about because he's an injury-prone guy, according to most, and I understand why that might be a ridiculous statement for a guy that hasn't even been counted on enough to know if he's injury-prone or not, but I think we should give him a clean slate in KC, where I think he could be coached differently. I think he's going to be mentored differently. He's got a better passer throwing him the football than he's ever had in his life, and I think there's a real opportunity for this kid to become something very special. Curb your expectation and your enthusiasm, because anything can happen. He's kind of a head case, in my opinion, because, you know, of some of the things we've seen in New York when he headbutted a staff member, got in a fist fight, I think all in the same game. And there is some injury concern because he is a little reckless with his body. But the guy's phenomenal in terms of skill set, talent, instinct, everything. And I'm pretty excited about what's in store for this kid in Kansas City. And the opportunity with Juju out, Hardman on IR, there's ample opportunity. The door is wide open for this kid. Opportunity has come a-knocking, and the question is, how good can he be? There is no better time to use the phrase, the sky is the limit. Kadarius Toney is an amazing, not only buy low, but in some cases in your smaller leagues, you can pick him up still.
Smitty, he's not available in leagues. Are you out of your mind? I play in the best leagues in fantasy football history.
There's always somebody in the comments, these guys aren't available in my leagues.
What leagues are these?
It's like the worst joke in fantasy football history. It's like a dad joke.
Wonder what leagues these guys play in.
Worst joke in history. It's not funny. Stop using it. Look, Bob, not everybody plays in your exact league. It doesn't mean their league is lesser. It means their benches are smaller. In some ways, that's a harder league to navigate because you have 3 bench wide receivers and you got to decide who to cut. So stop with the dad jokes, bro. Kadarius Toney, very, very good go-get moving forward, and I definitely love the upside here.
It's time to buy.
Does anybody think this is going to get better? I don't know that I feel like anything's going to get better. I feel like we're just going down a road. This is the sunk cost fallacy I talk about in psychology. Your boy Smitty has a psychology degree, and I'm going to use it. I'm going to dabble. Here I go. Sunk cost fallacy, throwing more good after bad. Are we really going to just keep going down this road because we've already gone down it enough? We've invested enough money in this, so we're going to keep throwing it at it. Bob, hey, how's that TPS report project coming that we sunk 10 grand into and we've got no return?
No results yet. Let's plug 10 more K into it, Steve.
That's what we're talking about here with DeAndre Swift. At what point do we just pull the plug? And by pull the plug, I mean like get rid of him in a crafty trade. Well, what might that be? Maybe you throw him into a deal where you upgrade your quarterback into a Josh Allen, who's a little doubted right now because he's got the elbow issue. And maybe you throw him in and you just get a big upgrade. Maybe you take your wide receiver, let's call it Waddle, and turn it into JJ or turn it into Diggs by throwing Swift in. You can do a significant upgrade of one player by giving him away, in a sense. And maybe that's what you do. If you can't get something that significantly helps you, I am not asking you to give him away for a ham sandwich. I'm not asking you to essentially just cut ties, drop him, go get a Curtis Samuel. I'm not saying anything of the sort. I would rather bank on him bouncing back than give him to somebody else, watch him blow up, and then just want to scream. So understand what I'm actually saying here.
Time to sell.
Smitty, what are these two doing on the screen right now? These look like moon men. Well, you're right, Bob. These are moon men.
The moon men dropping loads in outer space.
Space monsters.
What are moon men doing on the screen, Smitty? Well, I'll tell you what. These two are buy high candidates. Buy high?
What is this buy high? I've never heard of this in my entire life.
Okay, so don't go buy these guys at like extremely high value. You don't want to go chasing the numbers, but at the same time, they both dropped kind of dud games last week. They're both going into a bye week. This is a unique buy high situation because you're not going to be buying at the price tag that they're deserving of. You're going to be buying players that are ranked really high, but the bye week is going to put them at a significant discount temporarily because no one wants to wait on a bye week. On top of the bye week, both of them had mediocre days in week number 10. So you got the double whammy. Coming off a bad week, going into a bye week, I'm a little upset. Let me go ahead and entertain an offer or two. Now, of course, if somebody's got 8 wins, they're not going to be trading one of these guys on the low. But if someone's struggling, they don't know if they're making the playoffs. They're looking at these two individuals going, you failed me in week 9. In the bye weeks here, they're vulnerable. We'll call this a vulnerable potential opening to go get two absolute monsters at a little bit of a discount, even off of a potential buy high scenario. Go get them now. Do it live.
It's time to buy.
Josh Allen.
Schmitty, no one's trading Josh Allen.
Au contraire, Bob Frere. You might just see somebody take a little nibble on a trade-off or you send their way with Joshy Boy because they're worried about the elbow. They're worried about him making bad decisions in week number 10. They're thinking his fantasy football value got affected coming out of week 10. Nobody's selling him dirt cheap. But like with Kenneth Walker and ETN, you're looking at a player that he'll be a little bit cheaper, just a little bit cheaper than he should be. And if you've got a quarterback like Fields, you got a quarterback that's doing well, and some might say they'd rather have Fields, and that's my point here. I'd rather have Josh Allen. I know Fields is playing out of his mind, but Fields needs that running opportunity in order to deliver, and he'll get that most of the time, I believe. You can't count Fields out going forward. You can't. He's a top 5, 6, top 4 to 6 quarterback play. Go forward. But this is still my QB1. I don't care how anybody's played last week, 2 weeks ago, the last 4 weeks in a row. This is my QB1. If I can go get my QB1 at QB2 or QB3 pricing, I'm going to go do it before the playoffs. This is a time where Kenneth Walker, ETN, now Josh Allen are a little bit cheaper than they should be. It's time to stock up. We know we're going into playoff season. It is time to get these guys on board because they can carry you. ETN can carry you, Walker can carry you, and Joshy Boy Allen can carry you. Don't be sleeping at the wheel when there's little discounts to be had out there in the fantasy football space. Do it live.
It's time to buy.
And now Marcus Andrews to the front stage.
He's questionable again this week, but he's practicing. He's trending in the right direction. He's on the right side of 50-50. Now, could he sit week number 11? If he does, then even more of a reason to go get him. I fully believe that you're looking at one of the biggest league winners from week 11 on because people are freaking out. They've been waiting on him. Now he's questionable again. There's bad news in the morning on him, then good news in the afternoon. And the layman out there, the fantasy football Bob, doesn't know the difference. He's reading the morning news, drinking his coffee from his metal thermos, and he's at work typing up his TPS reports. And the first news report comes in and he goes,
Oh no, he's questionable. He didn't practice today.
Then the media portion of practice ends, and then he comes out and practices. Then a new report comes out, and Bob doesn't see it.
Andrews practiced.
Bob then emails me or DMs me or comments in my YouTube video. Schmitty, are we worried about
Mark Andrews, he didn't practice again today.
Then I have to type, actually, he did. Why don't you re-look at the news report? The news reports are weird on Mark Andrews, but they're beneficial because he's practicing, he's not practicing, he's practicing. Look, he's going to play, or if he doesn't play, he's going to play the next week. And I think he comes back on a tear. Could I be wrong? Absolutely. Know the risk involved when you're dealing with a player with an injury, like a hurt shoulder. He could suffer a setback. He could get hit again right away and be out the next play. But I believe there's win a league potential in this guy right here that's going nowhere near his late second to early third round equivalent value in terms of trade. And if you can acquire him and he drops second round type return value on your investment, you're winning leagues, or you're that much closer to winning your league. One of my favorite go-gets, the door's closing. Don't expect to be able to get him coming out of this week.
It's time to buy.
This one is tricky because you don't know if he's coming back. You don't know. You might think you know, and we probably feel like week 12, you hear it's a possibility. Week 12 is going to be 50-50 and probably on the wrong side of 50-50. If we're being honest, when dad tells you that we're getting ice cream later, you're not getting ice cream, Bob. You're not getting ice cream. You know that. And so it's possible we're going to see Jamar Chase play in week number 12. Probably not going to happen at this point. I mean, let's be hopeful. But that's what they're saying. The word used is hopeful. And hopeful is not a great word when dad's talking about getting ice cream. Later on, which is 4 hours from now, he's optimistic about it. But when 4 hours comes, dad's tired. Don't expect to get ice cream with Jamar Chase in week 11 or 12. The question you have to ask yourself, Bob, can you survive without him for 1 or 2 weeks? Do you have a winning record? Are you already locked into your playoffs? And does seeding not really matter to you? If so, this is a player you want to go trade for because he will be back in time to dominate, and people that can't wait on him will trade him away on a discount. Understand what I'm saying. Not everybody should be in the Jamar Chase game. If you have 4 wins or 5 wins, you can't hold him. It's time to sell him. If you've got 8 wins, why would you not go after Jamar Chase? Why would you not hold Jamar Chase? There are 2 different types of people. People that should own Jamar Chase right now and people that should not. There's risk in owning him. Some people feel it's worth the risk. He probably does come back. He probably does dominate at some point during the playoffs. And there are some people that can't make the playoffs if they hold on to this hope of Jamar Chase getting ice cream in week number 12. He's a buy. He's a sell. He's everything in between. Know your place. Read the room. And if you can't read it, I'll read it for you. Comment in my video or drop in a live stream, drop a super chat, drop a comment. I'll help you out.
It's time to buy. Time to sell.
Smitty, this can't be a top 5 overall player. You're out of your mind. I saw your live stream earlier where you said that JT could be the number 1 overall player going forward. Smitty, tell us how you really feel. Be honest.
Nothing irks me more or makes me laugh in a good way than when somebody says something like, be honest. Do you really believe what you're saying? Look at me and be honest with me. Look at me and tell me the truth. I won't get mad. Do I look like somebody that's going to come out and tell you a bunch of horse crap? Do I look like somebody that's going to just give you information and not believe it? I don't really understand what's so difficult here. I truly believe JT is back, and you may not believe that, and that's okay. I really don't care. I care about my people, but someone that's going to come in and be a hater or a doubter, I love your take. I love everybody's take. I love respectful takes. But what I'm telling people that don't believe that JT's back, break it all down. Let me break it down for you. JT's healthy. He looks healthy for the first time. He didn't look healthy for weeks. He didn't look healthy. That is a big component here. The team wasn't blocking well. The offensive line was not doing their job. Highest paid offensive line around, and they're not doing anything. Head coach Jeff Saturday called him out. He said, I called out my offensive line, and I said, step up. Bad coaching, bad play calling, low morale, no Matt Ryan. All of those things have changed on top of JT getting healthy and looking the part again. He was the number 1 overall player coming out of week 1 in everyone's mind. He dropped 161 yards, I believe, and a touchdown in week 1 after being drafted the 1.1 across the board in the fantasy football industry. Comes out, drops a 160 plus yard rushing game, scores a touchdown, and everybody said, yep, he is the 1.1. People forget And week number 10 did the same thing. Amazing, a bunch of crap in between where he was hurt. There was no quarterback, bad offensive line play, no head coach, no leadership, no play calling, nothing. It was a big nothing burger. Does anybody see the connection between him bouncing back, being healthy, and everything changing in between week 1 and week 10? If you can't see the connection between weeks 2 and 9 being bad and week 1 and 10 being amazing, I can't help you. And I don't know that I need to help you because I want to help the people that want to beat you. And I don't know that I need to help you because I'm going to help my people that are ready to take you down in the fantasy football playoffs, baby. Buckle up, get your popcorn ready, get your JT popcorn ready. JT's back. I'm not saying he's running back 1 or number 1 overall player going forward, but I'm saying if you don't think he can be, you aren't giving this man enough credit. This is Jonathan Taylor. He's still the same player we drafted in August to be the 1.1, and if you believe that player is still not here, if you truly think we were all off base and we didn't know what we were doing, you've got another thing coming to you. JT's going to remind you that he is capable of not only being a top 5 overall player or top 5 running back, but he could be the number 1 overall player in fantasy football for week 11 on. I'm not saying he will. I'm not saying it's locked in. I'm not saying I don't love Kenneth Walker, CMC, Saquon Barkley, Justin Jefferson. Please understand what I'm saying. If I'm drafting today, I'm probably drafting JJ 1.1. Everyone pretty much would do that. But what I'm telling you, and I don't think some of you are still listening because you're typing right now, I can hear you. How do you call him the 1.1? JJ's the 1.1, Smitty. You're not listening. Stop typing, Bob. Stop. JT can be
The 1.1.
Learn about it. Do it live.
It's time to buy.
Right in front of your face is a man named Rashad White that we talked about all off season long. And some of you held on to him, complained, and then cut him. And for that, you should be taking a lap. This man has the upside of being a top 8 to 12 running back going forward in PPR. And Tom Brady is remotivated. He's going through a lot in his personal life. And I don't know. I've got a psych degree. I think I can dabble on this one again. I believe that Tom Brady is turning to football as his sense of completeness right now, his sense of family, his sense of connectivity to other human beings. He looks more reliant on his teammates in football and community than he ever has before. He's motivated. He can't control a lot of the external things going on in his life right now. And for anybody that's gone through what Tom Brady's going through, you understand what I'm talking about. He's probably got some anxiety. He's probably got a lot of pressure and feelings that he can't control. What he can control is how he feels on the football field, a familiar feeling of camaraderie and going to battle with his teammates against bad teams in his division. He can walk into the playoffs. He can reset this team, reset the mindset, get everybody in tune and try and make a run at a Super Bowl and do something for him. Do something. I'm not saying right or wrong with what's going on around him. I'm not trying to speak to his personal life or all the financial stuff we're hearing about right now. I'm saying Thomas Brady is looking at the situation going, I can either worry about all this or I can tunnel focus on trying to defy all the odds and make everybody go, wow again, wow again. Did you see the state of this team mid-season? Did you see what was going on in his personal life? Can you believe what this man just did? And part of this will be Rashad White, who is a PPR monster in the making. No one even knows because they aren't throwing to him yet that this guy's one of the best pass catching backs in the NFL right now. Watch his highlights from Arizona State University coming out of college. You'll be blown away by how good of a pass catcher and athlete this guy is. He takes a 2 or 3 yard gain and turns it into 8. He's slippery. He knows how to catch the football. He knows how to navigate open space. He's strong. He's a big version of Alvin Kamara. He can be a 100-yard rusher and be a 100-yard receiver in the same game. He is Alvin Kamara, but bigger version. And I'm so excited that this Moon Man, let me show you the Moon Men list.
The Moon Men, dropping loads in outer space.
Space Monsters.
I'm so excited for this Moon Man to get his shot to get his shuttle, to get his flight into outer space, and I think he's going to hit a home run. Do you trade for him if the value's right? Do you sell him? No, I don't sell him. What are you going to get? Are you going to get somebody that's going to pay Moon Man value? I don't think so. Hold him. Make sure he's not on waivers in your league. I get DMs, and again, everybody calm down because everyone's league size is different. Some people have 4 bench players, okay? They have to make tough decisions. I still get DMs to this day. Maybe it's 4 or 5 a day. Should I pick up Rashad White?
Do you think I should? Do you really like Rashad White?
Grab him, hold him. He's got a bye week. That might be why some people aren't reacting. They can't afford to pick him up right now because they got small benches. In big leagues, he's gone. Say goodbye. This guy's going to explode. Absolutely love him.
It's time to buy.
Thank you for watching the Fantasy Football Show. I'm live every single Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern. I'm live whenever news breaks. I'm live Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, about midnight Eastern. I'm live Sunday morning. I'm live Sunday evening. I'm live pretty much. Why don't I just go over when I'm not live? That might be a shorter amount of time that I could give you and easier to understand and grasp. And make sure you get on over to thefantasyfootballshow.com. That's my content site, Bob, where you get my trade calculator, which I invented in 2003, by all accounts. 2003, I sat down and I said, there needs to be an instant-based trade calculator where you can click on this name and that name and it tell you immediately what to do. I've been evolving it ever since then. It is an amazing tool. It can handle multiple player trades. And I've got my one-on-one text device over on thefantasyfootballshow.com. Now, I'll see you at 7 p.m. Now, get out of here.
This is the Fantasy Football Show with your host, Smitty.
Take a lap.
Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. We're back. We're doing it live. The buy low, sell high video. How did you enjoy that? Was that pretty good? I thought it was pretty good. Those are the guys going to help you win your league. Those are the players that are going to single-handedly help you win your league. So definitely go attack those players via trade right now. We're almost at 16 or 17K here at the Fantasy Football Show, ladies and gentlemen. We are about 30, I think, subscribers away from 17K. So get on over to that subscribe button if you haven't punched it already and subscribe. Be a part of the wave. Be a part of the reason we hit 17K. So appreciate you guys filing on in. Thank you to all of you that are new. And we're here literally every single day live streaming, 7 p.m. Eastern, and then all kinds of other times. So if you don't know, now you know. Let's get to these super chats and drop them on screen. Let's take some phone calls. Let's do some voice messages. This one's from BKS. Puppet Master, back 2 weeks ago, I finessed Swift for Jonathan Taylor. We up 8-2. Smitty to the effing moon. Sheesh. Well, that's quite a trade, bro. Getting JT. Let's do this.
Mashed potatoes.
To the moon.
You've just been
Got him. Smitty approved all the way around on that one, broski. Nice job with that. Next super chat's from Carlos. Carlos says I'm 2-8. That's not so good, Carlos. Have Heineke as. Let me just real quickly before we even get into that, Carlos. I got a coupon for you. It's a Smitty promo code Smitty up to $100 in your first deposit bonus match. Go get on over to Underdog, redraft, get your groove on, bro. Okay, now let's see if this is salvageable. I wanted to get that out of the way. 2-8 is pretty hard to imagine getting salvaged. This is like walking into the doctor and saying, I lost my arm, doc. Can you put it back on? And Smitty says, you know what? I can put an arm back on. And then I say, where's the arm? And you say, I don't even have it. How am I supposed to fix this, Carlos? 2-8, you got to come to me while you still have your arm, bro. Otherwise, how am I supposed to attach it? You have Heineke as your QB. That's not a good start. That's not a good start. Struggling on QB all year. That's because you didn't do early QB like I told you, Carlos. You listen to all these other analysts in the industry that talk about no QB. You know, never draft a QB early. It's such a deep pool of QB.
My spreadsheet told me this. I looked down, it says spreadsheet. Spreadsheet says no QB early. We're not drafting QBs early. Only Smitty, that guy we won't acknowledge in the fantasy industry, only he will draft early quarterback. It's not a good move. It's just not according to our analytics. It doesn't make any analytical sense, bro. We don't draft off gut instinct. We don't take ballers that are 8 feet taller, that drop 6-point touchdown haulers. We don't do it. We just don't do it, okay? We're going to go ahead and take a rotation of quarterback streamers and botch the call every single week.
Carlos, that is basically the way it goes, okay? Struggling on QB all year, got offered Tua, Toney, Judy for CeeDee Lamb. Tua, Toney, Judy for CeeDee Lamb. What does this guy do? What does this guy do? I mean, maybe you take it and you hope for the best with Toney, bro. And obviously Tua's an upgrade, but like I don't know that you're winning with this move. Like I can't imagine trading away CeeDee Lamb and still winning this. You're only going to hand this person a championship probably because this is their backup quarterback. But what does he do? What does he do? Does he hang on to Heineke? And then I don't know. I don't know that this makes a lot of sense either way. Like bottom line is you need a quarterback. Let's see what the chat thinks. That boy, I guess take that team done anyway. Carlos, I hope you're not taking this the wrong way. This is just, tough love. You asked for my honesty, and this is the best I got for you, bro. Dunzo says a bunch of people take it. I mean, take it, bro. Maybe Toney balls out. Maybe, wouldn't it be amazing if Carlos won this league somehow? Like, Carlos just wins and gets in at like 5 wins into the playoffs. Carlos comes back and tells us a story, a magnificent story where he took Toney, he took the advice on the show. He's never going to stray from the advice ever again. And Tua and Toney take him to the promised land. I don't know. Carlos, go ahead and do it. But I would try and get more. I'll be like, hey, bro, give me that Gabe Davis. Or, hey, bro, give me that Rashad White on the bench. There's got to be something. Swap out Judy. Get Judy out of there. And try and add somebody else. But I'm not going to even Smitty approve this. Carlos, I hope you win your league. I'm so rooting for Carlos. I am Team Carlos right now. $10 hauler
To the moon.
from the man we call Smooth Criminal. And Smooth Criminal, 7-3. Now that's a record. QB Mahomes, RB ETN, JK, Gus Edwards, not liking the RB2 situation we got going on here. But ETN and Pacheco might get it done. Wide receiver Adams, St. Brown, liking that. Jamar Chase, you're waiting in the wings. I like that. 7-3, you can afford to do that, as the video just described in the beginning of this. Any suggested trade deadline tomorrow? I don't think so, bro. I mean, what are you going to... JK, Gus Edwards, trade him away with Pickens for something? I highly doubt anybody does it. I don't want you trading Adams. I don't want you trading St. Brown. I don't hate or love Moreau. ETN, I'm not trading. You're not selling any of these pieces high. The only one you could sell high at all would be like Mahomes. Like if you could go get I don't know, like what running back you could even try and acquire. Some kind of running back, high-end running back too. Let's say Stevenson, and then you still end up getting like a quarterback that's right, like Hurts or something, like that's the only thing I can think of. Go to the Hurts owner, see if you can rob a player from the Hurts owner, give him Mahomes, and then you got a better RB2, and you got a quarterback that can dance with Mahomes all year. It's really the only idea I have for you. Your team is good enough to win. I don't love the running back 2 situation, but guess what? Pacheco might step up. I really do like Pacheco. We just don't feel like ultra confident they know how to give him the football consistently. Traded Chase and Sutton for CeeDee Lamb. This I'm okay with. You're 4-6. If you were reverse 6-4, I might tell you to hold, hang tight. Maybe not. I might still tell you to do it. That gives you the indication that you made the right move, right, my guy? So if I may tell you to, oh no, we're dropping the glasses. If I tell you yes, I would do that either way, 6-4, 4-6. Then that means that CD Lamb was probably the right maneuver for you, my guy Kyle. Nice job. And Slayer, Swift for KC Toney. Let's let the chat answer this one, but I'm gonna say you're selling Swift way too low. I love Toney, bro, but the ship has sailed. Like, are we really gonna start like giving up the farm to go get the player we didn't pick up and then try and wrong our right instead of right our wrong? Like, what are we gonna do here? Like, Swift, I like Toney a lot, but you're asking an awful lot from this man that we call a big-time breakout sleeper candidate, could win a league-type ad drop, not trade Swift. I just don't know that you can do that. I don't think you can do that, bro. That doesn't make sense. Slayer, you make sense, though, and I, Smitty, approve Slayer.
To the moon.
But I can't, Smitty, approve that trade. I think you need to get a whole bunch more than that, bro. Rushman dropping a $20 wad right on the screen. Rushman dropping the flex right there. Rush, look at that. Look at Rush working on that gun. Is that do you have a permit for that, Rush? That looks like a weapon. Smitty, I'm panicked. Have D-Hop and Higgins starting, but have Toney ready to bust. And you mean by bust, you mean bust loose, bro. He could score 30 or 40, says Rushman. Smitty, I'm in cold sweats. Talk to me. Okay, so you're panicked because you have D-Hop and Higgins starting, but you want to put Toney in. I get it. You're not sitting D-Hop, okay? D-Hop's going to play. There's rumors that he might not, but he's playing. He's playing. Now, if Hollywood Brown's going to be a full go, there's a little concern there, but not enough to take Hopkins out of the lineup. However, if Kyler doesn't play, is he that off base to maybe go Toney over Hopkins if Kyler's not playing? And this is a game in Mexico where the teams traveled, the elevation's different. Is he crazy to go Toney over Hop with no Kyler? Or do you sit Higgins? But Higgins doesn't have Jamar Chase. I still believe Higgins to the moon until Jamar comes back. Are we crazy here? Can I get a couple votes on this one, please? Harvest, welcome to the Loyalty YouTube exclusive membership, pal. It's my guy right there. What are we doing here? Bro, start Hopkins. Yep, Colt McCoy is good enough. Yeah, no one's having it. You're going to start Hop, bro. Start D-Hop, stick with D-Hop, nuke all day. No one's buying it. Rush. I have to agree. I mean, push comes to shove. What do I always tell you? Even when we're tempted, even when we ask everybody, even when we toy around with the question, what do you do, Rush? What do? You start your studs. Is D. Hopkins a stud, Rush? The answer is yes. Has D. Hopkins single-handedly carried you and your muscles all the way across the finish line or almost to the finish line so far? The answer is D. Hopkins has done his job. He's done his job really well. When everyone said, don't draft the guy, he's suspended. What did you say, Rush? You said, Hopkins, you have a place on my team. Hopkins, my house is your house. My home is your home. You opened your door to Hopkins. And now all of a sudden you want to close the door on Hopkins when you were the only one that believed in him? Rush, don't do it, okay? We love Toney too. You got to figure out another way. Okay, Higgins and Hopkins are in your lineup. Toney can be your flex, but you can't sit Higgins or Hopkins. Don't do it, Rush. It's not worth it. It's not worth the regret you could be living with for the rest of the season, the offseason. Look at that Jamar Chase photo. It makes me excited. Makes me think he's coming back this week just looking at it. Cousins, 8-2, first place. Thank you for the $6.99 hauler. Cousins, JT, Swift, C. Patterson, JJ, Adams, Godwin, Toney, Andrews, loving the team so far, my guy. Maybe Cordero over Swift for right now. Maybe you can start, if you're starting two running backs, two wide receivers, and a flex, I'm starting Godwin or Toney over Swift at the moment. Trying to trade Adams for Hill. I don't know that you need to do that. I'm not sold like everybody else that Hill's above Adams or Adams is above Hill or anybody's above anybody in that tight little 2 to 3 to 4 wide receiver grouping. JJ's up here and then Adams, Hill, they're all Diggs, they're all right there. I don't know that I'm not worried about making this move, to be honest with you. I would probably rather have... It's even to me. I don't know if anybody in the chat disagrees. I'm sure a lot of people will say Hill because he's been balling out, but Adams has been balling out too. And you know, with Renfro and Waller on IR, it is the Adams show. So I personally like Adams as much as Hill go forward. I'm not too concerned about making any kind of trades. Smitty, should I trade for JJ for Toney? No, Smitty 80. No, stop disparaging my name by saying things like that. What other trades should you do? Swift and Cordero for one better player. Godwin and Swift for one better player, and then get Toney into the flex for the wide receiver 3. Those are the only moves, bro. Swift and C. Patterson using Godwin or Toney, but I'd rather keep Toney because you can get probably more for Godwin. Good job, bro. Good job. Okay, so then we've got this super chat here from Top Gun. Top Gun, my guy. $5. Appreciate you. Fire up Toney over Sutton, Cooper, or Mike Williams. My apologies for sounding like a broken record, but I currently am 4-6. I lost Javonte Williams and Breece Hall. My apologies, bro. Fire up Toney. I believe this is a question, right? Fire up Toney over Sutton, Cooper, and Mike Williams. I probably would, but I'm a dice rolling maverick like you, Top Gun. So I don't know. I mean, that doesn't look like the Top Gun plane that I know, but I know that Top Gun Maverick type mentality is in there somewhere, Top Gun. And so I want you, young man, to trust your gut. And if your gut says Toney, don't be afraid. If it says go Cooper or whatever for safety, I don't mind that either. 12-person PPR 5-5. I have Tyreek, Olave, Metcalf, JT, Eli Mitchell, Jamal Williams, Mark Andrews. Would you trade Tyreek for Chubb and Amari Cooper? I don't know. Olave, Tyreek. I mean, you trade one. You're creating one weakness on your roster. It's not like you're balanced, but it's not like you're ultra heavy on one side or the other. You trade Tyreek, and now you got Cooper and Olave. You don't trade for Chubb, then you got JT, and then it's Eli Mitchell or Jamal. So I don't think this trade really hurts you all that bad one way or the other. PPR, I probably lean Hill. I think the chat would most definitely agree with me. I mean, we like Chubb, but I think we like Hill more in PPR. And there's some worry about Chubb, always getting fully fed because he's not a PPR monster. So he can get game scripted out a little easier. Tyreek Hill, if they're down, they're throwing to him. If they're up, they're throwing to him. He's just getting yardage like crazy. So probably going to say give me the Hill side, but you could go either way, and you could almost say that because Chubb's an RB, you should be getting more. I know Amari's decent, but is there a different player in question that you can get? I don't know. Should I trade away Jeff Wilson for Swift? That's a tough one. Chat, what do we think on that one? I think that Wilson's safer. I think that Wilson's good enough to make you not regret this. I think that Swift would have to deliver amazing numbers for this to even break even. Because Wilson's doing that. So part of me is like, okay, by name we want Swift, right? It sounds right. It sounds good. But at the end of the day, it's like, will we be reflecting back on this moment if we go Swift here and say, why didn't we just believe that Wilson was going to produce in this amazing offense led by Miami Mike that turned Debo into the Debo we saw explode last year? And now we don't see Debo doing what he did last year. It's because of Miami Mike McDaniel. And I kind of feel like Jeff Wilson's safe. Jeff Wilson, the chat agrees. Jeff Wilson it is. Case closed. G-Money. Appreciate you, G-Money. William on YouTube says, I'm stuck between flexing Pacheco, Eli Mitchell, or DeAndre Swift. Smitty, I need help. Now, this is a scenario where I lean Swift. I like Mitchell a little bit. Not a lot. I mean, he's getting half the work maybe, but like we don't know. Pacheco, 16 carries last week was pretty good, 5.1 a pop, but he still didn't like explode even though he got that amount of work. So Toney's coming into his own. I like Pacheco, but I'm going to roll the dice on Swift in this scenario. We also have Pickens as well. He's safe-ish, but I'd probably go Swift. I might be wrong. You want a mashed potato? You got it.
Mashed potatoes!
To the moon.
You also get a Moon Man for dropping the $10 hauler. Appreciate you, my guy. $5 hauler from Hector. Hector, Smitty, what are your thoughts on Connor, Dameon Pierce, McLaurin, and Njoku for the rest of the season? I like Dameon Pierce. People freaking out about Dameon Pierce right now is ridiculous, in my opinion. I get it, Eno Benjamin's in town, but guess what? They need to spell Dameon a little bit. They're going to break him. So I don't mind that, and there's a reason that Eno got released. He's a smaller guy. They didn't, for whatever reason, want to use him in Arizona like at a full-time capacity. Do you think he's really going to come in and take Dameon Pierce's job or take a big, significant workload? 538 people in here. Please punch that thumb up on your way in the door, and please subscribe if you're new. So I like Pierce in the top 15 to 18, top 15 to 20 overall going forward. There's a little concern about getting games scripted out. The offense is up and down. All that concerns me to a decent degree at times. But at the same time, this is a tough nose runner that they love to feed the football to. And he's got that 100 total yard and a touchdown capability on any given Sunday, Monday, and occasional Thursday. And sometimes on a Saturday. And we all know what Saturday means around here. We love Saturday. Okay, so Pierce, top shelf there. Connor's like a decent running back too going forward. With Eno gone, Connor is a touchdown threat, 80 total yard kind of guy, and a touchdown. That's a pretty good running back to have on your roster. And McLaurin is up and down, but been playing very well. He's got the potential to be an elite wide receiver too going forward. But probably one you want to have more valued around the low end wide receiver 2 range. But he could dance with the wide receiver ones at times. He's talented enough. It's his situation that holds him back, not his talent. He's a top 7 to 12 wide receiver if he's got a consistent quarterback, which he does not. But I would rank them all and talk about them all in that fashion, my guy. Appreciate you. Ernesto with a $5 hauler, 7-3. Attaboy Ernesto. Fields Lamar. I assume this is a 1 QB league, so what are you doing? What are you doing holding on? Your trade deadline is approaching, Ernesto, and you're sitting on your hands when you got a trade piece right here. You need to get rid of Fields or Lamar. I would get rid of whichever one could get me the most. If this is a super flex, ignore everything I just said. But I'm going to get rid of one of those guys for an elite talent. Let's look at the rest of the team. Etienne, Stevenson, Fournette. Get Fournette out of there. JJ, Kirk, Deontay, you clearly have an opportunity for a wide receiver 2 trade. Toney can be an elite flex for you, which means that you could have, or a wide receiver 3, you could have Deontay, Kirk expendable with Fields or Lamar to get one better wide receiver. You can't upgrade Kelsey. Attaboy there. The only thing I'm looking to do is trade Lamar Fields to the QB needy owner and try and get myself into a better Fournette position here, or a better Deontay or Kirk positioning here. Assuming you can use 3 running backs. Obviously use your judgment for what player can go into your lineup. But Toney could be a wide receiver 3. I think you upgrade. You get rid of Kirk and Deontay. Stevenson you could upgrade too if you wanted to. Fournette and Stevenson, Fournette and Kirk, Fournette and Deontay, Lamar, Fields and Fournette, Lamar and Fields. I mean, you've got endless opportunities to trade Fournette and Lamar, Kirk and Fournette. Like you could, there's no way you can't go get a Kenneth Walker or a potential Mike Evans or higher Devontae Adams. There's got to be an opportunity for you to get one of those types of players using those combinations. And if you don't, you're sitting on talent and wasting it away. Rashad White coming into his own. Don't trade him. Trade Fournette. Don't trade Rashad. Trade Fournette by himself. Allen, Etienne, Wilson, Pacheco, Mitchell, Hopkins, St. Brown, Godwin, Marquise Brown, Palmer, Kittle, Freiermuth, Bills, Tucker, 4 and 6 PPR 12-team league. You got to win out, man. Allen, Etienne, Wilson, solid. Hopkins, St. Brown, Godwin, solid. Mark Andrews is the key to your winning, my guy. Kittle and potentially Kittle and, Freiermuth or Kittle maybe trade with a player like Hollywood Brown, honestly. I know a lot of people love Hollywood Brown, and I'm not opposed to you holding him, but Hopkins and Hollywood probably going to annoy you anyway. I would roll with Hopkins. I would keep St. Brown. I would roll with Godwin. I would trade Hollywood and Kittle. I would go get Mark Andrews, and I would try and walk to the bank immediately and see how that works out for you. Appreciate you. This is a $20 hauler from Cole. Did I already get to this one? Cole just traded away Tua Tyree. This is new. Cole, my guy. Cole dropping a 20 wad. Just traded away Tua, Tyreek, and Mike Evans to get Diggs, Miles Sanders, and T. Higgins. Okay. Tyreek, Mike Evans, and Tua for Diggs, Miles Sanders, and T. Higgins. I don't think I like that. I don't like that first one, bro. I know you probably want to get rid of Tua because you had two quarterbacks or something, but I think you just took an offer to take it. I like Tyreek and Evans more than I like Higgins and Diggs. I like it more than I like Diggs and Higgins. And I don't think Sanders closes the gap, bro, because Sanders and Tua, I'd rather have Tua and then trade Tua for somebody else. But let's see what you did on the flip. Then I flipped Miles Sanders to get Lamar. Need to win this week. Okay, so you didn't even have a quarterback? Okay, so ultimately you got Diggs, Higgins, and Lamar for Tua, Tyreek, and Evans. Diggs, Higgins, Lamar, Tua, Tyreek, Evans. I think I still like Tyreek, Evans, and Tua. But it's close. You got it back to, flush, Cole. Okay? You got it back to flush. You could argue either side. That Lamar trade was fantastic. You did really, really good kind of swooping in and at least breaking even. I could get behind Higgins, Diggs, and Lamar. But ultimately, I don't know if you hit a home run with it. That was a good move. It was a good move. Overall, you did well, and I think it could serve you well. Let's see. You need to win this week. Have ETN and Walker on buys. Need to win this week. Record 5-5. I got you, bro. I never say things twice either. 5-5. I think you got it, bro. I think you got it. I like Diggs. I like Higgins right now. I think Higgins is gonna have a great week. And he still might have, the main job to himself for two full weeks before I think Chase really comes back. But even if Chase comes back, will he be limited? I don't know. We'll find out. But Lamar, I think, is going to have a good week. I still like Tua. I probably wouldn't have done the trade at the end of the day, but I do like this trade. I understand why you did it, and all in all, it's pretty good, bro. So I appreciate your super chat. You didn't botch that at all. Smitty approved, even Steven at worst, okay? MF, I just super chatted and didn't even read my message. Wow. The MF, I just super chatted and didn't even read my message. That's a little harsh, Hector, considering I'm rolling through all the super chats as fast as I can. And I imagine that I just already got to yours. Let's see. I did. I just gave him an amazing explanation on his. So, Hector, we're going to go ahead and ignore this. All right? Pretend this one was never there. And we're going to go ahead and march on. God, Hector. Damn, Hector, have some patience, bro. Goodness gracious, Hector. I still appreciate you. Look, I'll forget all about it in 2 minutes. Give me 2 minutes, Hector, and I won't even remember it happened. All right, bold move. Play B-Rob or Pacheco over Swift. I'm playing Swift. Rock out. This is not one of those situations. This is just not one of those situations. Yeah, Hector might have been a little hangry. Let's give him a little break. Okay, I'm hangry myself. But let's see if Hector comes back in here. Hector, you want to start over? Let's start over. Bro fist, Hector. Hector's going to flip the chill switch. Mother effer. This MF I kind of don't. It kind of didn't bother me to be called an MF, to be honest. I thought it hurt a little more. It didn't. It didn't even sting. If anything, it made me feel kind of, hold on, like putting on the shades. And by the way, these are blue light blocking. There's a reason for these to prevent the migraines. I'm gonna roll with it. This MF's gonna put on his blue light blocking sunglasses and roll through the remaining super chats. How you like that, Hector? I wanna play the role. Play the role of the MF. Okay, 6-4 PPR, CMC, Mixon, Hurts, AJ Brown, Hopkins, Olave, Godwin, Rashad, Pacheco, Freiermuth. Any moves for the playoffs? I don't think Hector's here anymore. Hector? I'm not mad, Hector. I've been called worse, Hector. Smitty got the hater blockers on. I don't block. I don't mind block. I'm not blocking the haters. We're good to go. Hector ain't a hater. He just got impatient. It's fine. Moves for the playoffs. I mean, CMC, Mixon, Hurts, AJ Brown, Hopkins. This is a baller team. The only thing you could even potentially do is try and go get Andrews, like I've been telling everybody, Freiermuth, and maybe you get rid of. I hate to see you do it, but with AJ Brown, Hopkins, and Olave, you don't need Godwin or you don't need Olave, one or the other. I mean, it's good to have them. I'm not saying get rid of them, but like if you can upgrade Freiermuth into Andrews, I know Freiermuth ain't bad, but I love the idea of anybody acquiring Mark Andrews for a monster playoff push. It's gonna be a nice bounce back, I think, out of this guy. So that's the only move to make, bro. Past that, you got a really good team. You don't have a lot of players that I want to get rid of at all. I like them. They're guys I want to acquire. So James, appreciate you. Let's see here. Is this the same question? 12 team 6-4, 12 team Mariota, Eckler, Walker, Pierce, Eli Mitchell, Dylan Madison, Adams, Waddle. That's a good team. I do not like your quarterback though. But you got Watson coming in a few. Man, 6-4. Maybe you do wait. I don't know that you four. I mean, I'd definitely poke around at Josh Allen and see if anybody's freaking out about the injury. 415 of you in here. Please punch that thumb up button. Let's see here. Taysom, Watson, what should I do? I don't think you make any moves. I like this, bro. Pierce, Walker. I like the squad. Adams, Waddle, nothing. Maybe you could potentially trade. An Eli Mitchell and a. Yeah, I don't think you can make any moves, bro. I don't want you trading Pierce. Pearson. I was gonna say maybe like a Pittman and a Pierce for like. And I don't know that's gonna get you anything, but Pittman and Pierce for a little upgrade at RB, and I don't know what that would even be or what that even look like at this point. Let's take a look at the RBs going forward and see. Mixon. I don't think you're getting or ETN for that. Pearson, maybe Toney for ETN. Past that, bro, I like your squad. I'm not really touching anything unless you can get an upgraded quarterback using, not using any of your top 2 or 3 players. I'd rather wait on Watson. With your record, you could probably get it done. Sent Toney for Evans. Got Lamb, Higgins, and Hopkins. Toney for Evans. Yeah, I would take Evans in a heartbeat. I mean, come on, that's a layup. Light work. Will Dynasty Superflex start 9 PPR contending, and I don't think Kupp comes back. Traded Kupp, Komet, CEH, late 23 first, second for Jamar Chase and Amari Cooper. Traded Kupp, Komet, and CEH in a late 23 first and 23 second for Chase. Kupp, Komet, CEH, late 20. I'd take Jamar Chase. Look, Kupp is really, really good, and he's probably going to be amazing for one more year. But Jamar Chase, Amari Cooper, you could probably flip. I'm okay with this. I'm okay with that in a dynasty. I love Jamar Chase that much. Trade Chase for Mike Evans. If you need wins, if you're like 7 or 8 wins, you don't need to do that. But it's still not bad. It's like a lateral trade, and it's maybe a little step down, but it's safe. It's safe. Because what if Chase comes back and he's not balling? You know, what if Chase comes back and he gets re-injured? So that is definitely a safe move. Definitely a safe move. But if you have little wins, then you need to do that trade. 12-team redraft. Mahomes, Watson. I don't see this as a super flex. Okay. Stevenson, Patterson, Najee, Amon-Ra, Warren. Or is that, no, Amon-Ra. It's Alexander Madison. JJ, Adams, Lamb. Great wide receivers. Wow. Everett into Andrews is my thought here. Okay. Watson, Stevenson, Patterson. You know, not bad. Trade Najee for Mark Andrews, bro. Najee for Mark Andrews. That's what I would do. I would do that. I'd try and keep Warren. I would do that. I would do that trade. I believe that trade will help you. I believe that trade is worth it. I don't know that Najee, you're going to trust him when push comes to shove. And that's the move to make. Evans is a good buy low, too, if you need a wide receiver. Mistake to ride out with Swift. It depends on the scenario. The video explains it in the beginning, Hero. There's 2 ways to look at this, bro. You either ride it out and you roll that dice and you end up coming up short, or, you know, depending on what you're playing with in terms of what you can acquire or pick up or whatever. You know, he's not somebody we want to cut, but he's also somebody that has burned you over and over and over. And do we really feel like it's going to change? I don't know. So that's up to what you can get in terms of trade. Do I cut him? Absolutely not. A lot of people ask me if they should cut him. No, you don't cut him. Anthony to the moon. Appreciate Anthony with the super chat. Looking to make one final trade. My roster is Hurts, JJ, Godwin, McLaurin, Mixon, Chubb, Goddard. My bench is Mike Williams, Sutton, Schultz, Najee, Christian Watson. Trade JJ for Kenneth Walker and Jamar Chase. What is your record? I don't know that you said your record. If your record is very, very, very strong, I would look to trade. I would trade JJ for Walker and Chase, but that is definitely a risky move. What does the chat think on this trade right here? Assuming his record is good enough, he's in the playoffs. We got to assume that, because why else would you trade JJ? Looking at your team, you've got Chubb and Mixon. You've got Godwin, JJ McLaurin, and Hurts. I think it's a good team, but I'm not 100% sure that I feel like you're going to absolutely win it. And while there's a risk going in the direction of Jamar Chase, if you're already in the playoffs, by the time he's back and ready, you're in the playoffs, everything's good to go. And if for any reason that goes south, you have Kenneth Walker versus JJ, and that's still a pretty good battle. Like, I of course we take JJ. Everybody here wants JJ over Walker straight up. But you're getting Jamar Chase to take that, or you're getting Walker to take the gamble of Jamar Chase coming back. I would rather have the 2 players if you're 7 wins or above. But that's it. You know what I mean? Like that's the only thing I'm potentially looking to do. But a lot of people say don't do it. But yeah. It's definitely a risk, whichever way you go on that one, because it's a risk if you don't take it. It's a risk if you take it. It's a risk on both sides. The question is, which risk is worse? Not taking it and watching Jamar go nuts, or taking it, having Jamar come back, get re-injured, and then you got Walker versus JJ, which again isn't that bad. It might be, that's why it might be worth the gamble. Fields and Dak, Hopkins, Godwin, Olave, JT, Walker, Swift. This is a good team. Jamal on the bench. Any moves? Also start Donovan Peoples-Jones or Campbell. Peoples-Jones is safer for right now. For right now. As far as your team, I really like the idea of potentially moving. Let's see. You got Walker. You got JT. I know I keep saying it over and over, but Andrews for you. Andrews is a great fit for this team. Schultz, go get Andrews. Give up a person like, if they need a quarterback, give them Dak. If they need a running back, give them Jamal, and keep Swift. Would I trade Swift for Andrews straight up and then trade maybe Schultz for something else? I would maybe consider doing that. But Andrews is your key. Try not to give up Swift in that trade, and try and give up Swift for something else like a Mike Evans or or something like that. But I really do like where your team is at. I don't think you have to make any trades, but a trade certainly could put you over the top. $10 holler by Ed. Appreciate you, Ed. Ed says Hurts, Hill, Chubb, Pierce, Walker, A.J. Brown, Amari Cooper, Ramondre Stevenson, Rashad White, Peoples-Jones, Van Jefferson. Okay. I'm 6-4. I don't know how, but I am. Any tips, any advice, rest of season? Hurts, Hill, Chubb, this is a good team. That's why you're 6-4. If you mean you don't know how you are, you mean you should be 10 wins. If you're being arrogant about it, I get it, Ed, because that's a great team. I'd be arrogant with that team too. You know what I'm saying? Hill, AJ Brown, Walker, Pierce, Chubb, Hurts. How can you get any better other than at tight end? Other than trying to trade a guy like Amari Cooper and your Dulcich for Mark Andrews and then walking straight to the bank, Ed. It's the move to make. You're going to hear me say this a lot. It's the move to make. I'm looking at the roster. It sticks out like a sore thumb. There's nothing else to trade. And you got a couple extra pieces hanging around there that you can piece together and go get Andrews. It will be a smash. And if the Andrews owner has been waiting on Andrews, they've probably been losing. They probably are very vulnerable to trade Andrews away at the right price. And Dulcich, you could trade Dulcich away. I don't have any problems giving him Dulcich and then giving him a player like, what was it, Cooper? Who was it? It was, I forget. Amari Cooper, or I'd try not to trade Ramondre. You could probably get away with getting Eli Mitchell and Cooper and Dulcich for Andrews. I'd do all of it. I'd give them all three. Joe Burrow, Aaron Jones, ETN, Pacheco, JJ, Debo, Wilson. It's a good team. Would you make any moves? I'm starting Pacheco in my running back spot 5-5 right now. Burrow, Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones is up and down. No one's going to trade for him, though. ETN, Aaron Jones. You kind of got to ride out the Aaron Jones situation, unfortunately. But he's got upside still, but he's so inconsistent. And the way they use him is why. It's not really on him. Rashad White in the nick of time. Pacheco is nice for right now. JJ, Debo. I guess Debo and Aaron Jones maybe are the vulnerable players here. Maybe Christian Watson's a good sell high for you right now. Maybe you sell, like, Andrews would be good. So, Njoku and Christian Watson for Andrews. But Christian Watson potentially with maybe Aaron Jones to upgrade into a slightly better. Maybe you get Walker, bro. Maybe you get Walker trading Christian Watson and Aaron Jones for Walker. And maybe you throw in I don't know, if they need a tight end, you throw in one of your tight ends as well. You throw in Garrett Wilson if you need to. You throw in Pacheco if you need to. This is the move that could separate you, bro. And you got to take advantage. I know Christian Watson's exciting. I know everybody wants to own him, but I'm selling high every chance I get. And it's not to say that I disagree with him, balling out the rest of the year. It's just that he's a potential, where did that go? He's a potential, letdown. He's a potential letdown. Hector, is this the MF guy? Love you, Smitty. Can you rate my team? Is this Hector? Is this the same Hector? Let's see. Hold on. Let's see. Where is that? Yeah, it is Hector. That's right. Look at this guy. He comes back strong. Doesn't even bat an eye. Acts like it never happened. This mother effer. Or maybe he's just saying mother effer. I don't think he's calling me an MF. I was hoping he did, though. I didn't mind it. Love you, Smitty. Can you rate my team? Lamar, JJ, Godwin, Cook, Dame, Njoku, McLaurin, Connor. Any suggestions? I assume that's Damian Pierce. No, yeah, I assume that's Damian Pierce, but I don't fully know. It could be Damian Harris. But I'm gonna assume it's Damian Pierce. So you got Lamar, you got JJ, you got Godwin, you got Cook, you got Damian Pierce, you got Njoku, McLaurin and Connor for one. I like your team. I mean, it's definitely like a contender, but there are probably teams that are just as good as that team, like 2 or 3 or 4. So I probably take Connor and maybe McLaurin together and trade them for one better player. A better player being obviously Walker, ETN, maybe even a wide receiver like Mike Evans or above. McLaurin and Connor might be able to get you a Lamb or something even above that. Those are the moves to make. That's the move that helps you win your league. Njoku and McLaurin for Mark Andrews. I think you probably need to keep Connor unless that's Dameon Pierce. If that's Dameon Pierce, you could explore Connor and Njoku for Andrews. That would be a move that separates you from the rest of the pack there, Hector. So get on your way. This MF is out. Appreciate you. Super chat. Let's see if we got a next one in line here. This one is from, we're going to do some phone calls, don't worry. MC, Kirk and Higbee for Mark Andrews. I would take Mark Andrews and run, bro. Run. Okay. Racing Boy, should I try and trade Jeff Wilson for Walker? Yeah, a boy can dream, Racing Boy. Don't think it's going to happen unless you throw in something significant with it. $10 super chat from Rillo.
The moon.
I forget if it's Rio or Rillo. I think it's Rio. We'll go Rio. Rio says traded AJB, Swift, Jalen Warren for Chubb and Foreman and Zeke. AJB, Swift, and Warren for Chubb, Foreman, and Zeke. I don't know. Flip Foreman and Higbee for Andrews. So ultimately, I love it. Ultimately, you crushed it. You crushed it ultimately. You did a good job. One trade led to the other, so there's no reason to even, try and pick apart the first one. You did an amazing job that wouldn't have got done without doing the first one. You did awesome. Smitty approved the whole thing. End of day, you rocked it out, bro. Should I trade Jamal Williams, Gibson for Amari? I don't think it's okay. I'd rather go for just a different wide receiver. Tracking on the hoodie. Rillo, will you email me through thefantasyfootballshow.com, please? I got to figure out on that. What's going on with that? Okay. Would you trade a mid-late first for AK or Toney and Zeke? A mid-first or mid-late first for AK or Toney and Zeke? For Toney and Zeke, no. For AK, probably. Or JK, Gus, and Dynasty Superflex. JK and Gus Edwards, I want nothing to do. It's weird that we're even having a conversation about, and I assume that's Kadarius Toney with the E and not Tony Pollard. No, that's probably Tony Pollard and Zeke. Yeah, that's probably what you mean. Tony Pollard and Zeke. It's crazy that you're making AK even comparative to those other two. I mean, I do it for AK, but I'm not doing it for those other packages. I love Toney, but we don't know what's in store for Toney. We just don't. So it's kind of hard to trade for his future value when they can't even commit to him now. And time's a wasting. He's not a spring chicken. And so I'm not going to treat him like we know what's going on next year. I'm going to take AK. It's not even close. Would you trade a mid to late second or first for... Oh, there you go. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate your super chat. This is a $10 hauler from the man known as Chief. 5-5 PPR. Tua, Russ, Eckler, Mostert, Eli Mitchell, Pittman, Kirk, Keenan Allen, Jacoby Myers, Toney, Wandell, Schultz. Do I need to make a move? What should I... Okay, let's see here. Tua's fine. Eckler. We need a running back. Potentially. Eckler. Who are your wide receivers? What happened to this team, bro? Your wide receiver one is Kirk and Pittman and Keenan Allen. That's rough. Toney's good. Toney's going to step up for you, but I have to think something happened. You got devastated, ravaged by injuries. You must have had Javonte. You must have had Breece Hall. You must have had Mike Thomas. You must have had everybody on this team because I only see Eckler and... Am I missing somebody? Yeah, so it's Eckler. You may have to divide and conquer. I don't know what you're going to do. Yeah, try and divide and conquer. Trade Eckler for Andrews and a Stevenson, or probably even higher than that. Try and go after an Adams. Try and get an anchor of Adams, Andrews, Kenneth Walker, ETN, Try and replace Eckler with that player, and then depending on what you pick, you're going to actually ask, you're going to obviously ask for more. If you take a player like, let's say St. Brown's your anchor. Well, now St. Brown is far away from Eckler. You need to add a significant piece to that. If you go ahead and attach it to an Adams, your anchor, then it's Eckler down to Adams. You might be able to add a Stevenson. If you trade for Andrews, maybe I don't know what you would get. You need an RB. I don't think Stevenson's enough. Stevenson and Andrews for Eckler probably isn't enough, but you do need to divide Eckler into two players. I don't see this team winning it. Promo code. I'll give you the promo code, but I still think you have a fighting chance if you make the right trade. But promo code Smitty, Underdog Fantasy, gets you a bonus match of up to $100. But Chief, don't pack it in yet. I would do my best to make a big trade like that, but that is a tough one. That is a tall road. That is a long and tall road with that team. Thank you for your super chat. Sorry about my honesty. I'm just telling you how I feel like I would take it. Flex 2, Olave, Garrett Wilson, Pacheco. Go Olave and probably Garrett Wilson for now, but I hope Pacheco makes this a problem for you each week. Also, Dulcich or Komet. You got to go with Komet. He's the hot hand. Dulcich is playing all right, but matchup or not, I'm going to go with the guy that seems to have evolved and emerged right when Fields emerged. Is that a coincidence? I think not. $5 hauler, traded Pollard and Curtis Samuel for Swift, trading Kirk and Deshaun for Jeff Wilson. Okay. Oh, wait, hold on. Kirk, Deshaun plus Jeff Wilson for Andrews and B-Rob. I'm okay with that. And already have Hurts, Saquon, Mixon, Evans. Yeah, those are some good trades. 9-1. You're 9-1 for a reason. You're doing deals, bro. Making a living off these trades, my guy. Fantastic job. Ray, $10 hauler. Appreciate Ray.
To the moon.
Traded Jacobs for Andrews. I'm okay with that, but I feel like Jacobs has higher trade value. So I feel like you should have got a little bit more. Your lineup is Tua, Tyreek, Rondell, Walker, Stevenson, Andrews, and Jeff Wilson. That could get it done. Benches Deshaun and Pickens, Rashad. Any moves to make? No, because I like every player that you have currently right now. So there's not a move to make. You'd have to get rid of one of those players. There's no way you're getting. I mean, maybe Jeff Wilson and try and somehow trade Jeff Wilson and what though? Jeff Wilson and Pickens. Like, who's going to give you much of a bump on that? Jeff Wilson and maybe, I don't know. Jeff Wilson and Tua for a Josh Allen or something, but then again, it's like, do you really want to divide up your depth at all? I don't think there's any moves to make. I do really like what you did. I think you should have got more for Jacobs. That was probably the thing that you missed a little bit on, because you could have definitely used like a Gabe Davis or something, bro. But I like what you got here. Hopefully Rashad White. I don't know if your trade deadline's here, but Rashad White, if you still can trade next week, we'll garner some more trade value walking into a week where people can actually use him. And if not, he's going to be a good piece for you on your bench. But I like your team a lot. Avi traded Fields, Tony Pollard, and Patterson, Pickens, and Rashad White for Waddle. Fields, Tony Pollard, Patterson, Pickens. That's a lot. I don't know that I hate it because you need a wide receiver, I assume, but I don't know if I feel like you gave up a ton. Like Fields, Patterson, Pickens, and Rashad White. Like that's a lot of talent for one player. Patterson and Fields would have been almost too much. I think Fields should have got you that all by himself, and you throw in some like Pickens maybe. But I think you did give up a little too much. But it doesn't mean that didn't help your lineup. You still got a good team. I think you'll be fine. But certainly am noticing, Avi, you will when you want somebody overpay a little bit. Not a bad quality, but you got to try and dial it back a little to not lose so much in case the player goes down. Waddle goes down, you got no depth now and you lose, So you got to be careful on that. Giving Rashad White away, you should have held out on that part, bro. Trade Chubb before Watson comes back. No, I don't know that. I mean, moving the offense down the field, getting in scoring position isn't actually that bad of a thing. I'd maybe trade him for other reasons, but I don't know that that's something that's concerning me greatly. Forgot to add that I have Kupp and I'm 6-4 team. Okay, Ray, I don't know that would change anything because Kupp's probably not coming back. So that doesn't really change much, but I appreciate you letting me know that's why you are where you're at. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, Kupp's probably not coming back. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you very much. Diego, Lamar or Fields this week? I go Fields this week, but I do like both of them. They're both about top 4 and 5 or top 4 and 6 overall plays. And Sutton or Olave, I'm trusting Olave. I just like Olave 10 times better. And I don't trust Denver. I don't trust Hackett. And I certainly don't trust Russell Wilson. 10-team full PPR, QB Murray and D. Watson. 400 of you in here. Only 192 thumbs up. Please punch that button, please. QB Murray and Watson, running back. Swift, Pollard, Henry, Hilliard. Higgins, Lockett, Watson, Peoples-Jones, Hollywood, Freiermuth. This is a tough one, bro. I'm not going to lie to you. This is almost promo code worthy, Chase. I'm going to give it to you, but I'm going to try and help you too. Promo code Smitty, Underdog Fantasy. Using promo code Smitty, they'll match up to $100 in your first deposit, and you can draft over again on a team for weeks 11, on. Each week, you're drafting a best ball team for week 11, for week 12, for week 13. Do the over-under props. All that stuff. Promo code Smitty. Now, let's see if we can salvage this team. I'm sorry to give you the promo code. It's what we do here. If I don't think the team's got it, I just give you the promo code. I tell you how to start over. I tell you how to have a day on Sunday so you're not depressed and down because you're looking at the squad. No offense, but how can we cure this? I don't know that we can. Swift is not balling, bro. And maybe he will, but you can't trade him. Henry I like. Higgins is good. Murray's hurt. I don't know what you're going to do at quarterback if Murray doesn't play. So you gotta look into that. Watson's not back yet. Swift. This team isn't that bad. Maybe I shouldn't have promo coded it yet. This ain't that bad. My fault, Chase. I think you can prove me wrong on this one. I mean, Henry, Swift, if Swift balls out and Higgins does well, I don't think it's horrible. I do feel like you do need one move. Swift and Lockett for if you could steal an ETN or a Walker away from somebody using Swift and Lockett, or Christian Watson, use that value. Christian Watson, if you can steal away ETN or Walker using your Swift in Watson or Lockett or all three, you might be back, bro. You might be back. That's what I work on. I work on it tirelessly. Andrews for Freiermuth and give up a C. Watson. I'd do that too, personally. I know some people wouldn't. Some people like Freiermuth, more, but I don't. Melvin with a $10 hauler. Melvin, appreciate you, my man. Melvin says 14 team 7-3. Burrow, Foreman, Pollard, McLaurin, London, Chase, Pat Freiermuth, Melvin Gordon. Okay, lost Brees and Javonte. I'm first place right now. What do you do with your team? What am I missing here? Because I do that and then I find a player and I'm like, oh, never mind. It's not as bad of a team. So Burrow, Foreman, Pollard, McLaurin, London, Chase. Chase is on the bench. You're waiting on him to come back. How is this team? No offense, Melvin, but how is this team 7-3? Do you have dyslexia? Did you type 3-7 on accident? I'm just curious, Melvin. I don't mean that in a bad way necessarily. Because part of this is you are an amazing owner and GM if you're able to command this boat in a 7-3 direction. I commend you for this. This is unbelievable, though. Wow. You know what I'm saying? This guy knows what he's doing. This guy. Oh, man, I'm sorry, Melvin. I don't mean that in a bad way. And I appreciate your support and your super chats. I'm just giving it to you straight. I don't know what you can do here. You're 7-3. I'm not saying give up. You're in the playoffs already, but you might need to make a move. You could bank on. I mean, this team could continue to win game by game by game. It's possible. But it's just that's just a feat. You've accomplished a lot here. How is this possible? 7th place with 6-4 record, says D class. I mean, I'm tempted to tell you, wait on Chase. Chase comes back. Foreman and Pollard continue to ball out. They could be surprising. I just don't know what you can even trade. I mean, you'd have to trade Jamar Chase away, but then what do you get? Because no one's going to overpay. You just got to wait, man. You got to wait, and you got to bank on what you got. There's nothing to trade. Unless you can get Andrews using Pat Freiermuth and Melvin Gordon, or Freiermuth and, I don't know. You can't trade Pollard. You can't trade Foreman. Those are your number 1 and number 2 running backs. You can't trade Chase unless you're getting like an Evans straight up, and maybe you do that just to give yourself some security, but you almost have to bank on Chase balling out. Burrow, Chase, Foreman, Pollard, McLaurin, and the thing is, let me preface, Melvin, you lost Breece Hall and Javonte, so everybody understand what he's been dealt. Okay, so Melvin, you've been amazing, bro. You've done amazing. This guy's team. Imagine if this team, Burrow, Chase, Breece Hall, Javonte, and Foreman and McLaurin. Imagine if you had this team. You'd be killing it if these two guys didn't go down. So please understand that Melvin lost two top 5 running backs. So Melvin, we commend you. But I think you got to wait and play it out. I don't think there's any moves to be made. Unless you can sell Jamar Chase on the high, Melvin, you kind of got to hold. Melvin, I commend you, Melvin. Unbelievable job. I got to trade TJ Hawkinson, Kenneth Walker, and Diggs for my JT and AJ Brown. Probably rather have the Walker side. Yeah, unfortunately for JT, as much as I want to say JT, Walker's my boy, Diggs is better. Hawkinson's pretty underrated right now. I would trade Hawkinson in a different deal since you've got Mark Andrews, bro. Yeah. Hawkinson and Jeff Wilson for a monster player. You could do that too. But I definitely would not do that trade. Cable Jack says, I want to do a super chat MF. MF is, what have we created here? $10 holler.
To the moon.
$10 holler from Dragon. Can I call you Dragon? $9.99 super chat. I love this name, Dragon. Do people call you Dragon? That is the coolest name. I wish I was a dragon. Hurts, Dalvin, Cook, Ramondre, Swift, Walker, Rashad, Dillon, AJ Brown, Mike Williams, Evans, Garrett Wilson, Pickens, Hollywood, Freiermuth, drops, upgrades, any moves to make. That's an awesome name, man. What type of player would you trade? Hold on, Fields to get Josh Allen. It'd have to be like a wide receiver 3 or 4, or a wide receiver 3 or a running back, low end running back 2. Let's help Dragon. I wish I was a dragon. Quote Smitty. I like dragons, bro. Hurts, Dalvin, Ramondre, Swift, Walker, Rashad White, Dillon, AJ Brown, Mike Williams, Evans. There's not much to do here. I mean, Dragon, your team is like a team of dragons. Like, look at this. AJ Brown and Mike Williams and Evans. I mean, not Mike Williams. Sorry. I didn't mean to emphasize Mike Williams. AJ Brown and Evans, bro. It's really good. Freiermuth, love it. Again, upgrade into Andrews somehow. Smitty's gonna show up in a dragon hat tomorrow. I might. Dragon, am I saying, is that how you say your first name? Just please help me pronounce it. But I kind of like, if you don't mind, I just want to call you Dragon. Smitty, dream of dragons tonight. I might, bro. House of Dragons, really good, by the way, guys. If you guys haven't watched that thinking that it's not going to be as good as Game of Thrones, it honestly feels like Game of Thrones just continued. Even though they're different characters and such, but it's an unbelievable show. I'm not feeling like I'm going to be called out for saying that it's pretty much the same. You know, obviously we feel differently about Game of Thrones because it was the first go of it. Nothing at all was close to being like that kind of show. It's the first time we'd seen anything like it, but House of Dragon's phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Where's Dragon at? Is he here? This is a tough one, bro, because your team is unreal. Like Swift and maybe Mike Williams for, I don't know. Like, I like the idea of trading, like, getting Freiermuth and turning him into Andrews, using potentially Mike Williams, using Garrett Wilson, using Pickens, using Hollywood. Hollywood and Freiermuth for Andrews, I bet gets done. Dragon, that's what I'm going to tell you to do, bro. Let me see if Dragon said anything, because the chat's going so fast, I don't know. Where's Dragon? He hasn't responded yet. Hopefully Dragon's still here. He was... Super chat. Dragon, there he is. Dragon Slayer players. Let's effing go. Dragon Slayer. That's unbelievable. I wish my last name was Dragon instead of Smitty. You just get on here and people call me Dragon. I mean, I know some of you think Smitty's cool and all, but I'd rather be like, hey, Dragon. Just think that's awesome. I'm going to rename little Smitty Dragon. Let's see, Avi says, I do overdeal, but at the end of the day, best player is the move. Okay, I understand your theory there, but definitely try and salvage, because think about it, Avi, as much as you like to overpay on trades, the more you leave extra, the more you can maybe do one extra trade at the end of it all, instead of, it's kind of like if you had a collection of $100 and you're trying to buy things with it. If you were to overpay $4 every time you buy something, like at the end of all of it, you might have an extra $10 you can go purchase something else, instead of the fact that you're giving an extra handful of bills away every time you do a deal. 2 possible trade offers owner is contemplating: McLaurin, Pollard for his Adams. I would take Adams and run, or Pollard and, without even reading the rest of it, with the risk that I might like the other trade better, I'd take that without knowing. Let's see if I regret it. Or Pollard for Olave. I like that trade, but I'd rather take that Adams trade. My flex would be Rashad White rest of the season. That's okay. Rashad's got your back. He's worth that risk, bro. I'm okay with that. $10 holler from SKS. Appreciate you.
To the moon.
SKS with the super. Let's see. 0 running back. You're 8-2, 0 running back strategy. Nice job. Monty of your Moon Men. Oh, many of your Moon Men. I thought that was Monty. I'm trying to read some of your abbreviations, guys. Many of your Moon Men. ETN, Ramondre, JW, Javonte Williams, Tony Pollard, Jamal Williams, went JJ, Kelsey, Amon-Ra, and Dak later. Traded Cooper for Chase weeks ago. Nice job, especially if you're 8-2. Tony for Cup yesterday. I don't mind that. That is a great team, bro. You got a squad there. Ramondre, ETN, Tony Pollard. You've got JJ, Kelsey, Amon-Ra. Phenomenal squad, my guy. You're ready to rumble. Not any moves to make in my mind. I think you got the right players in place. I like that Cup and Tony trade. I know a lot of people think Cup's coming back. Could come back to bite me if I was to do a trade like that, but I'd rather take the chance on a Tony, to be honest with you. Got Walker, St. Brown for Wilson Jr., ETN, Tony, win or loss. Got Walker, St. Brown for Wilson, ETN, Tony. Woo, that's a tough one. I'd probably say that's a really tough one. I'd probably say give me the Walker and St. Brown, but you could really make an argument that Jeff Wilson Jr., ETN, and Tony's going to carry you the same way, if not, in a different way that might help your team if you need depth and all that. But I kind of feel like I would take the Walker side. But that's me. I could definitely see other people feeling differently, and I wouldn't blame them, and I'm wavering myself as I speak. Do I sell Christian Watson high or hold him? I'm 4-6 right now. St. Brown, DJ Moore, and Debo as my other wide receivers. C. Patterson and Kamara as your running backs. I definitely sell them, but it depends what you can get. If you can use C. Patterson and Watson to go get a undervalued running back like ETN or Walker or something, then of course I do it. If you could go trade your tight end that's mediocre and get a Mark Andrews, of course I do it. Things like that I do without a hesitation. but I don't give him away. I do believe he's going to be productive, but do I think he's a sell high? Absolutely. Higbee or Taysom rest of the season? Higbee easily. Doesn't mean I hate Taysom. Doesn't mean Taysom can't become relevant, but Taysom did lose a lot of his allure the last couple weeks, doing not much at all. Let's hit the phone lines. Go.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Dial into thy show if you know. Hit me with it. All right. Let me see if there are any other super chats that are. This one's from Nathan. Nathan says, trade Christian Watson and Chase for JJ. I take JJ in a millisecond. Broski in a millisecond. That's not even funny. That's not even close. It's not even debatable at this point, my guy. Not even debatable. Drop Claypool for Taysom. I don't care on that one. Patty, the baddie, running backs are Cook, Bryant. This is too long. This is too long, Robert. I can't read a novel right now. Bench needs wide receiver. What are we doing here? Robert, I don't know what I'm looking at here. Patty the Baddie's a great player though, bro. Smitty, you got that IG message. You think we have some? Let me see. I don't know what your name is on IG, but let me see if I can find it. The phone lines are open. Are you guys not getting... there we go. I think I had to click something. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to?
Andre,
I think I got two of you on. Sorry. Let's start with Andre.
I had a question on a flex.
Okay.
Darren McKinnon, Gus the Bus, or Isaiah McKinney this week?
McKinnon, Gus the Bus, or McKenzie. If Gus the Bus appears to be ready to rumble... They have like a commitment to this guy that I think is a little bit more overpowering than the other running backs. So I probably go with Gus the Bus. But it's not a great set of options, but at least if he's back, he could get a touchdown in like 40 yards.
Yeah, over McKinnon with the PPR league?
McKinnon?
Yeah. For the Chiefs?
Yeah, I mean, but like, I don't know. Over Gus the Bus? Let's see what McKinnon. Well, yeah, that's what I said. If he's not limited, if he's a go, as what I was saying in the beginning. If he's a go, I put him in. If he's not, then yeah, I mean you got to go with one of the other two options. That probably McKinnon isn't bad, but he's not. He had 8 targets last week, 6 catches, 56 yards. He's going to get some points, but I'm not starting him over Gus if Gus is good to go. But definitely got to stay on the news on that one because it's definitely not something that you're gonna be able to make a decision on right now.
All right, sweet, thanks.
Yeah, call back if you have another one, bro.
Yep.
All right, who's next?
So, it's Bob.
Bob, what's up? What can I help you with?
So, I'm trying to get Mark Andrews on my team.
Okay.
So, right now I have Everett as my tight end. Our receivers are T. Higgins, C.D. Lamb, D-Hop, Deontay, and Kadarius Toney.
T. Higgins, C.D. Lamb, D-Hop, Deontay, Kadarius Toney, okay?
Yeah, and I got Judy, too.
Okay.
So, I was wondering, am I giving up too much if I trade away D-Hop and Everett for Mark Andrews? And just start Kadarius Toney or Deontay?
And who are your other two receivers again? I already forgot. I was trying to remember them.
CD and T. Higgins.
CD, T. Higgins, Toney, and then... I mean, I don't hate that trade. The thing is, Hollywood's coming back. I don't devalue Hopkins like all of a sudden, like, oh, he's trash now, but like I certainly worry about it, his value. You know?
Yeah, me too.
So I'd probably take Andrews, but it's not an easy call, bro. It's not an easy call at all. So yeah. All right, man. Thank you. Call back if you have another one. All right, next caller, you're on the line. Who is this?
Identify yourself.
You're live.
Hey, Smitty, it's Louis from New York. How you doing?
What's up, Louis?
What's going on, brother? So I lost Zach Ertz, so I was able to pick up Dulcich and Njoku. Who do I roll with for the rest of the year?
I mean, Njoku's not healthy yet, so put Dulcich in and let's see what happens. But Njoku's not somebody I'm counting on until he proves healthy.
Okay, I thought he was good to go. Okay.
Well, I mean,
I'll roll with Dulcich.
I mean, is he really good to go, or is he is he going to play? Or so like here's the last report on him. It says Njoku is questionable for Week 11. He practiced the last 2 days, so he should be ready and trending in the right direction. But until he proves he's back, I feel like Dulcich is the safer player. But I do like him if he's on the field and ready to rumble. But we just gotta see if he is. He's always hurt, so he's hard for me to even like. Like people are like, should I trade so-and-so for an Njoku? It's like, I don't know that I'd rely on an Njoku staying healthy. He's had a long time, he's a big guy. He's a big boy. He's like, he looks like Derrick Henry basically. And it's so hard for him to stay healthy because he's throwing his body around and he's just getting banged up all the time. It's like 250 pounds, 6'4" dude, monster. But I like him. I like him if he's on the field. I just don't like that he's never on the field. That's why I'm always so hard on him. But I do admit I'm sometimes overly pessimistic on him, but because he constantly burns everybody. He's been in the league for how many years has he been in the league? He's played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seasons. I mean,
right.
So give me Dulcich for now, but I would definitely shift over the moment he looks like he's healthy and ready to go.
Sounds good, my man.
All right, later, man.
Thanks.
Aiden, you're up. You're live, Aiden.
Hey, what's up, Smitty? How's your night going?
It's pretty good.
Pretty good? Well, yeah, I just want to say thank you for guiding me to this point in the season. I need your opinion on this team, though. It's definitely playoff bound at 6-4 in third place. I'm just worried about my situation with Swift and Chase, and the trade deadline is tomorrow. So, do you care if I hit you with it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, cool. So we got Joe Burrow, Justin Jefferson, Olave, Damian Pierce, DeAndre Swift, Dawson Knox, Tony Pollard, Taysom Hill, who I'm going to drop for Freiermuth, Trevor Lawrence, Dylan, likely.
You're getting Muth over Hill?
Deep Rob.
Why do you have so many tight ends, bro?
Well, I'm about ready to drop one, actually.
Yeah, I bet you are. But why do we have like 55 tight ends? What are we doing here?
Oh, man, it's just been streaming them every single week, so I kind of got to make room.
I mean, sometimes when you can't find a wide receiver, it isn't the worst thing in the world. But okay, Burrow, JJ, Olave, Pierce, Swift, Knox, Pollard.
And this is a team that lost Brees and Javonte as well.
That's brutal. Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, man, it's tough, but I feel like, it's got a shot.
Mm-hmm. I guess my concern here, I don't know if there's any like trade to really make, because I mean the only player you can really sell high is JJ. You can't really sell anybody else high. No one's buying Swift at the right value. No one's buying Pollard at the right value. No one's buying Pierce coming off of a bad game. No one's buying Olave. You literally have no ability, in my opinion, to get anybody but whether it's Mark Andrews using, Freiermuth. Once you get him, you said you're picking him up. So Freiermuth and I don't know any other bench player at all in case that owner thinks that Freiermuth is better than Mark Andrews. But I don't know that there's any move to make. If you were to take JJ and divide them up into two players, I'd be okay with it if they were the right players. Would I trade Swift? I mean, you technically could trade.
Just running out of options.
Yeah, there's just
nobody wants to trade Andrews in any of my leagues.
Mm-hmm.
They definitely don't want to trade for Swift. So basically, I think all I'm really asking you is is this a team that you just say, I'm going to roll it out?
Well, you got another option. Yeah, but I will say, you have a shot. What's your record?
6-4, and I'm in third place.
I'm not going to give you the promo code. I still believe in you. I still feel like if JJ balls out, if Burrow comes back on a tear, if Swift, a lot of things got to happen, but if Swift, rebounds, like you have a shot. You have a shot. You just need to win one game at a time. So work the waiver wire like a monster. Keep grabbing them tight ends, bro. Just keep scooping them up. Keep getting that. Get every tight end out there. Roll out there with 7 tight ends. Just keep working the waiver wire like a monster. Make sure there's nobody falling through the cracks. Every day, check the guys that are dropped. Maybe someone's dropping someone crazy. You know what I mean? So Arizona, I don't know what username you have. I've been looking for it, but I don't know. So you got to drop tell me what your username is, Arizona, or I can't find it. Yeah, so keep working the waiver wire, bro.
I'm sorry. Do you see Swift coming back to form in the next couple weeks?
I think it's like 40% chance.
40% chance?
Maybe.
Yeah, man.
That's being optimistic.
I'm probably have both sides. That's kind of what I'm getting from you right now. So I think we'll see how it goes.
I mean, my vibe is low, but I'm not giving you the promo code. That's the kiss of death. You know what I mean? So yeah. I think you're good. These
still in it in all these my leagues, so I thank you for that.
Yeah, appreciate you. This tight end strategy might do you good. I think you can't. You got to be proud of you got to be proud of yourself because, like, if your running backs didn't go down, it'd be game over. Like this is what's so frustrating is your fantasy football league mates have no idea what was about to happen to them. It's just like it sucks, man. I feel bad for all my people that have Breece Hall and. You what?
I would have had all the guys that I have now, and then Breece and Javonte and Chase being healthy. He's still on my team, but yeah, it's been rough. It's just kind of one of those years with the injury bug, but thankfully that's not all my leagues.
You still have Chase, you said? Why did I miss that?
Yeah, he's on my IR spot. Okay. I still have Chase.
Well, now I feel even better, bro.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know if you said that and I missed it. Sometimes you guys read it off so fast. But if you said that and I missed it, I don't know. But Chase and I mean, you make the playoffs, which is you're probably ready to make the playoffs, right? You're probably on track for it.
Third place,
bro. If Swift steps up, you could win. So definitely no promo code for you, man.
All right, man. That makes me feel a lot better. I think yeah, just like you said, play the waiver wire and I'm like just roll them out. Honestly. Yeah.
Maybe they'll convert Chase into a tight end. You'll be real set. All right, bro.
You think how would you go about it, an elite tight end? Then would you trade or would you just?
Yeah, I mean, I try and trade Freiermuth and I don't think I'm giving away. I mean, it's gonna be hard for you to do. You'd have to give like Pollard and Freiermuth for Andrews, which might be worth it, might not be. It's hard to say. What happens with Zeke. All right, Arizona, I'm looking for your message. It's the last time I can check for it, bro. You put your IG in the chat or something, or I have to move on. I'm trying to find it, but I can't look backward to try and find your IG. So please post it now, and if I see it in the next minute, I'll look for it. Oh, there it is. Thank you. I just saw it. Okay, hold on. I got it. You leave a voice message, bro. I'm not gonna read that on the show. You gotta hold down the mic and ask a question. The guy sent me a novel. Sent me a novel from Germany. I appreciate you. Keeping the show alive in Germany, but I do need a voice message. All right. Anything else, Aiden?
No, man. I appreciate it. Appreciate all the advice that you've given me over the season, and you got all my teams to the playoffs. So.
All right, man. Appreciate you.
There you go.
Thank you, pal. Later.
No problem.
All right, next caller. You're live. Identify.
Hey, Schmitty. How are you?
I'm pretty good, man. What's up?
Yeah, I just made a trade. I had Ertz on my team, got knocked out for the season, and wanted to see what you thought about this trade. Traded Debo, Swift, and Jamal for DK and Hawkinson.
Say it again. Swift, Jamal, what?
Swift, Jamal, and Debo for DK and Hawkinson.
Swift, Jamal, Debo for Hawkinson and what? I'm sorry, one more time.
And DK Metcalf.
DK and Hawkinson?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I don't know. I don't like it. I don't hate it, but I don't love it.
Yeah, I mean, I have Mixon, ETN, Rashad White, and James Conner as my running backs. So I felt like I could, I had the running backs to spare.
Yeah, I don't like it, bro. I feel like I like DK, but I feel like Swift and Jamal is pretty valuable to trade. I don't know that they're gonna be valuable. And at the end of the day, if Hawkinson balls out, man, I mean, you could end up being okay on this. And DK is still very, very good. I don't hate the trade out. Wouldn't Smitty disapprove it? But I certainly don't absolutely love the trade, and I don't feel like you won it, but I don't necessarily feel like you got blasted. I just think I would have got more, done something different. But I feel like Swift, Jamal, Debo, I feel like that package could have got you a pretty amazing one player. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you tried and tried and tried. But that should get you an Adams. That should get you a Walker or a undervalued ETN or Walker. That should get you a Kelsey in a way. Swift, Jamal, and Debo. That should get you a Kelsey. That's a pretty nice package.
Yeah, got it. Yeah, I mean, would you mind looking at the rest of my team, see if there are any other moves I can make?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. My quarterback, I have Fields and Tua. Running back, Mixon, Connor, ETN, Rashad White, and Elijah Mitchell. And then wide receiver, I have St. Brown, Garrett Wilson, Kadarius Toney, Mike Williams, and Pickens. And then I'll have DK and Hawkinson coming in tomorrow.
Okay, so ETN, your running backs are solid with Mixon, ETN, and I do like Connor. St. Brown's amazing. Yeah, I just don't know that I mean, DK's very, very solid as a wide receiver 3 with upside for wide receiver 2 production. Debo's hit and miss, and Debo could just be a name. Could be that he bounces back a little bit. He could be inconsistent. But I think Debo, I don't know about that trade. I just don't. I mean, I'd much rather have the combination of everything or just trade for one big player, one player. Like if you could throw with Fields, Mixon, ETN, and St. Brown, if you could just throw an Adams in here, it'd be a big difference maker. But final trades, Connor and DK for one better player. Maybe this ends up being a blessing in disguise because you can get rid of Connor and DK and get a potential Diggs or an Adams or something like that. A running back, I'd take Walker. I'd take ETN for Connor and DK. I would take Nick Chubb. I would take Saquon. I would take JT. If you could turn Connor and DK into JT, that would be a smash. I feel like you could have done that with Debo, Swift, and Jamal, but maybe I'm wrong. But
yeah, the people in my league are very stingy, but I'll try to see if I can get that done with Connor and DK then.
Yeah. You do that, and then it doesn't even matter. Like you just like that other guy, you made kind of a bad trade the first one, and the second one was amazing. And sum total, I love the trade. So it's not like you did a bad job. I just don't know that I would have done it. But your team's good. I mean, Mixon, Connor, ETN, it's a good team. You could win with this team. There's nothing. Is it a 1 QB league?
Yes.
So I would definitely try and trade Tua or Fields, whichever one is going to get you a monster return. But like you could trade one of these guys with Connor, one of these guys with DK, one of these guys with even like a Mixon to upgrade Mixon or something like that, to get like a top dog. But like Tua does, go to the teams that need quarterbacks. If the quarterback needy team has like JT, then you're in the money, man. You could trade Fields and Connor for JT or Tua. Probably rather keep. I don't know which one I'd rather keep. Probably rather keep Fields, but I'd let the other person decide.
Okay. All right. Very good. Thank you so much, Smitty.
All right, man. Appreciate you later. All right, Arizona is up with his voice message. Arizona.
Sup, Smitty?
And this is, I guess, is from Germany, by the way. So, Germany, all the way from Germany, your boy Smitty's reaching across the world. The world, I say. We're listened everywhere.
Sup, Smitty? First of all, much love from Germany. I'm 9-1 in my 40-man 0.5 PPR league.
9-1. 9-1, this man from Germany.
I'm 9-1 in my 40-man
To the moon.
0.5 PPR league with only 4 bench spots. QB is Hurts, running backs are Delvin Cook,
Hurts.
Taylor, Skywalker, Madison as handcuff.
So he's got Hurts, Skywalker, JT. Who else did he have?
Delvin Cook,
Dalvin
Taylor,
Cook.
Skywalker, Madison as handcuff.
Okay, 2-man league. Okay.
Wide receivers are Tyreek Hill, AJ Brown, Tony, OBJ, Julian, Typant, and Zigby. Any moves that you want to do? Or just say, rule it out? Yeah, rich man's problem, but there's another dude that just literally fleecing other persons in my league. He's got like equally either the best team in the league or equally as much as me. So, yeah. Thank you.
Great job, Arizona. Great job. Great. Arizona said roast is English. You did fantastic. All right, let's. I didn't hear the wide receiver room real quick.
First of all,
let's see.
Tony, OBJ, Julian, Typant, and Delvin Cook. Jonathan Taylor, Skywalker, Madison as handcuff. Wide receivers are Tyreek Hill, AJ Brown, Tony.
Wait, who did he say? Hill?
Jonathan Taylor, Skywalker, Madison as handcuff. Wide receivers are Tyreek Hill, AJ Brown.
Can someone help me on that one? That part I don't know what he's saying there, but everything else is beautiful. But what does he see? You see Tyreek Hill?
Wide receivers are Tyreek Hill, AJ Brown.
That part I felt like we went into it. We may have went back to the old to our old pronunciation, but then you jump right back into form, bro. But that part I need a little help with. I need a little help with that one. Help me with Arizona here.
Jonathan Taylor, Skywalker, Madison as handcuff. Wide receivers are Tyreek Hill, AJ Brown.
Is that Tyreek Hill? Arizona, is that Tyreek Hill? He has Tyreek Hill too. Unbelievable. Now we have to roast you a little bit, Arizona, because this sounds like a 2-man league. And to answer your question, there's no trade to make. You got a baller team, ride it out. Tyreek Hill, AJ Brown, unbelievable. Skywalker. Actually, I have his team right here anyway. He texted me his team, like it's right in front of me. right. The guy came prepared. Here I am asking for it. It's right in front of my face because he sent me the whole message beforehand. My bad. My brain's fried, okay? You're in the freezing cold in Germany at 3 a.m. outside of your house so you don't get in trouble by the missus, leaving me a message, and I don't even care to look at the message. The guy's got Dalvin Cook, JT, Skywalker, Madison, Tyreek Hill, AJ Brown, Tyler Higbee. If I'm you, my guy, I don't touch it. I don't, unless I'm trading Dalvin Cook for ETN and something, maybe try poking around at that. I don't touch it, man. I try and get Andrews using Higbee and something, but I don't know what you can really even trade. I don't think you got anything that's, that can get you that kind of bump. Past that, bro, you just let it ride. Tyreek Hill, AJ Brown, Skywalker, Taylor, Dalvin Cook, you're good to go. Let it ride. Let it ride into the sunset. You got this. To the moon.
To the moon.
Germany. Man, we're making waves over in Germany. This one's from Professor Stroke, a $20 hauler. We also have another $20 hauler from G Money. G Money, appreciate you both. All right, these real quickly. Super Chat Stroke says, "Hey Smitty, I've started to turn my season around because of your help, but I currently am 5-5 with Walker on a bye and just got offered Barkley and Gabe Davis for Walker and Devontae Adams. No. Walker is almost as equal as Barkley. Don't you dare do that trade. No. The answer is no. But Professor Stroke, appreciate you. You got a good squad. You got this, man. You got this. G Money says, "Hey Smitty, 5-5, 12 team league. QB Murray, Henry, Wilson, Olave, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Knox, Curtis Samuel, Gus the Bus, Rashad White." There you go. Taysom Hill. Okay. I feel like I'm one trade away. This team right here, I mean, bro, Wilson's playing out of his mind. You could trade him, but why, I guess, at this point? Amon-Ra, Wilson, you kind of just bank on those guys. I don't know what I feel about this bench other than, like, in terms of trade bait, ability to get anything. Hollywood, I mean, if you could trade Hollywood and Wilson for like an ETN or something, I'm not going to stop you from doing that, or a Walker. But, you know, you're probably not getting that. But you could shoot for the moon. Hollywood and maybe Kyler Murray for like a Hurts. I mean, I'm not saying that's an easy trade to make or pull off. Or Burrow. Maybe the Burrow owners, like, I don't really know what I feel about Burrow. So upgrading using Hollywood Brown. Hollywood Brown and Rashad White. Or Hollywood Brown and Wilson for, I mean, that's probably the move. Hollywood Brown and Wilson try and upgrade the RB a little bit. I just don't know how high you can go because the RB, it's like a dead zone right now, even worse than on draft day. Wilson and Hollywood can get you what? Mixon? Probably not. You could try. I mean, after Mixon, it's like Dalvin Cook, Pierce, and then it's like, do you even want Pierce over Jeff Wilson and Hollywood? Because you get to a point where it's like, don't make a trade, just keep your two guys, because Jeff Wilson's pretty highly ranked. Kamara, you already have. I mean, JT. Would I trade Hollywood and Jeff Wilson for JT? Would I trade Amon-Ra St. Brown and Wilson for JT? Put Hollywood in the wide receiver spot. Maybe I do that. ETN. Would I trade Amon-Ra and Hollywood? Amon-Ra and Hollywood for... I mean, Amon-Ra and Hollywood could maybe get you an Adams or a Diggs. Your tight end is Knox. Maybe Knox and Hollywood for Mark Andrews. G-Money, that's what I can come up with. I think those are pretty solid ideas. Appreciate your super chat. Thank you for the amazing donations and support all these years. And appreciate you. There's my boy right there. Okay, hey Smitty, I traded Warm Bodies Foreman and Higgins for upgrades on a buy, Evans and Jeff Wilson. Amazing execution there. So flex this week, Kmet, Peoples-Jones, or Hunt versus Buffalo. I think Kmet is probably your safest play. Peoples-Jones isn't bad either, but I'd probably go with Kmet. He's catching touchdowns for a living right now, so why not roll with it? You're 9-1 for good reason. 8-1, playing an 8-1 team. Glad you're feeling better. Thank you. Appreciate your super chat. Appreciate your support. Nice jobs with the trades. I go Kmet. He's kind of on fire. Why go against it? Appreciate you for the super chat, my guy. Nathan says trade Christian Watson and Chase for JJ. I already got to that one. That one's phenomenal fire. I just wanted to say I just wanted safeness in JJ heading into the playoffs. So, of course you did. Who wouldn't want to be safe and sound under JJ's command? Mahomes, Adams, Amon-Ra, Hopkins, Waddle, B-Rob, Hawkinson, CMC. Traded Hopkins, Hawkinson for Andrews and Najee. Probably don't like that trade all that much. I don't hate it, but it's not, Hawkinson and Andrews are close enough that it's like D-Hop to Najee I don't like. But if you can turn Najee into something else, I might like it. But trade Waddle and a running back with that playoff schedule. Trade Waddle for a running back. I'm not worried about schedules so much with some of these players that everybody's freaking out about. He's a baller, man. He's a baller. He's going to be fine. I don't necessarily trade Waddle unless I'm going to trade him for, an Adams, and I'm giving up something with Waddle for Adams. So like Najee and Waddle for an Adams or a Diggs, I probably would consider that. I feel like that might be a good trade, and I don't mind giving Najee away for that kind of thing. So which running back should I go home with just got home with my baby? Okay. WRM just got his baby. I was like, what is he saying? Did we name him Dragon? Did we name the baby Dragon? WRM? I want him named Dragon. Okay, I know I said Smitty, but let's change his name. It's going to confuse him, but that's okay. We're naming the baby Dragon. It's been decided. Dragon it is. To the moon. WRM. I'm like reading this off. I'm like, just got home with the... I'm like, who's he calling the baby? Which player is he calling the baby? Oh, he had his baby. Congratulations, WRM. Congratulations. Najee Harris and Waddle for a top 3 wide receiver. That's what I look to do. Najee Harris and Waddle for a top 4 running back or something, like Najee Harris and Waddle for JT, and maybe even get something back. But those are the only things I can think of right now, WRM. WRM, I'm excited for you. Tanner didn't attach anything with that. I'll try and look for it. Let's see here. Start Jones for a bye week. CD, Toney, CMC, Cook, Andrews, Watson, Tua, Olave, Walker. Your bench, you got Tua. You got to trade Tua. Bro. Start Jones for the bye. Oh, Tua is on your bench because you're starting there. Danny Dimes. Okay, never mind. 4 and 6, 8-man league. Getting rid of Jones after the bye. Okay. So CMC, Cook, Andrews, Watson, Olave. I like this team a lot. Walker. It's a phenomenal squad. First of all, Walker's on your bench. If that's the case, you got to trade and upgrade your wide receivers. Yeah. I mean, CD, Toney. I like CD, Toney, and Olave, but Walker's on the bench for your bye week. Never mind. I'm trying to sometimes you guys post your team and you're just posting your lineup this week. Okay. So your team is CD, CMC, Cook, Walker, Andrews. I like it, man. I don't know that there's much to do here. You've got Tua in the lineup. You got CMC, Walker, Cook, Andrews. The only thing you could maybe upgrade is potentially trading like Fournette and Olave. Christian Watson and Olave, Christian Watson and Fournette, Christian Watson and Olave, all for like an Adams, all for like an elite wide receiver that's about CeeDee Lamb's capability. AJ Brown comes to mind, but he also, you could say to yourself, like, is he really going to be consistent? It's like Diggs, it's Adams, maybe a Waddle. Or you just roll with Toney. I like your team, Tanner. I don't know that I'm messing with it too much. I try and trade Fournette and Olave for one better wide receiver. That's what I work on. I don't think I do anything else. Olave, Fournette, Toney, Fournette for one better wide receiver. Amon-Ra, Evans, maybe Hopkins, but I worry about Hollywood a little bit. AJ Brown, you do that and you're in the money, bro. You do that and you're the money. I appreciate you, Tanner. Thanks for dropping that $10 holler. I saw your other one, then you dropped this one, so thank you very much. Appreciate your support. Kevin, I sent a question earlier, Smitty. All right, Kevin, let me go look for that. Racing Boy, $20 hauler. Racing Boy, appreciate you. Mahomes, Watson, running backs are Taylor, Kamara, Etienne, Wilson, Jr., Monty, wide receiver St. Brown, Olave, Tony, Pickens, Andrews. Any moves to make? Oh boy, that's a good squad. Racing Boy, Taylor, Kamara, Etienne. You can't get better than that. Wilson Jr. just sitting there. Monty just sitting there. Maybe Monty and Olave for a better wide receiver. Maybe Monty and Olave, or Wilson and Olave, or Godwin and Olave, or Godwin and Wilson for one better wide receiver. And you could do combinations until you get Adams, or until you get Diggs, or until you get at least a Lamb or an A.J. Brown. There's no way you can't continue to throw those offers at somebody. Give them Wilson and give them a wide receiver like Olave. Give them Wilson and give them Pickens. Give them Wilson and Godwin. Give them Wilson and Kirk. And that's it. That's the only move. Everything else is perfect. Just keep throwing that at the wall, bro, until something sticks. Easy peasy. Kevin. Kevin dropped this super chat earlier. I think I did answer this, didn't I? Dak, Adams, Waddle, Higgins, Cook, Jacobs, Andrews. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I checked it. I'm sorry, bro. Watson, Montgomery, 6-4, tied for first. Thoughts? Adams, Waddle, Higgins is solid. Cook, Jacobs, Andrews, solid. Christian Watson, Montgomery for one better player. Christian Watson, Jacobs for a Walker or Etienne. Monty and Christian Watson for a better flex in the caliber of let's see, Christian Watson, Monty might get you an A.J. Brown, might get you a Lamb, might get you a Monty and Christian Watson, a Dameon Pierce if you're liking him. JT, of course, I'd try and get JT. Jacobs and Monty, or Jacobs and Watson for JT. Mike Williams, Keenan Allen. I'd give up Keenan Allen, Monty, and Jacobs for JT, and just get JT into this lineup, bro. You do that, it's go time. JT's my target. You got enough bench players with Jacobs, and then, not that Jacobs is your bench player, but to upgrade Jacobs using Watson, using Monty, using Keenan Allen, I feel like you can go get JT. And if you can't get JT, I try and get Etienne. I try and get Walker. I think Jacobs and a couple of those should get her done. I appreciate you. Super chats, I think, are off the books. Appreciate everybody who dropped a super chat tonight. Appreciate everybody that dropped a comment. There are 316 of you still in here. Kevin, appreciate you. Appreciate every single one of you. I work for you. I'm live Monday through Friday, every Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern. I'm live whenever news breaks. I appreciate Arizona calling from Germany or dropping a voicemail. I appreciate everybody leaving me voicemails. I'm probably going to re-upload the video at the beginning of the show as its own standalone video. So look for that to drop at some point tonight. Appreciate every single one of you. I will see you, let's see, what's today? Friday. So I'll see you tonight. Most likely. Sometime later. Probably will be a little after midnight Eastern. Doing a Q&A with you all. Appreciate you all. Thank you. Racing Boy, well, I got offered Adams, Stevenson, Keenan Allen for Kamara, Godwin, Kirk. Adams, Stevenson, Keenan Allen, Kamara, Godwin, Kirk. I think I'd rather have Adams and Stevenson, bro. Appreciate you all. See you all later. Star, you can rewatch it. Dragon to the moon. Arizona and Dragon to the moon.